Hello, I'm Eduard Pavel. I'm tax partner in Kreston, Romania, and today I will talk about investing in Romanian property. Talking about small properties such as an apartment, for instance. The question I received recently is it comes from a Bulgarian citizen, and he says, I want to buy an apartment in Bucharest for investment purpose. Which is the best way I can do that? Of course, such investment will generate tax liabilities of various categories, and those are income tax, property tax, and VAT. And the options are to buy as an individual or to buy as a company, eventually a VAT company. So I will take each category separately, and I will talk about how the taxes are calculated for each category, each option. Starting with the income tax. For individuals, renting properties is subject to 10%. However, a flat deduction is allowed, and this is 40% of the revenues, which lead us to a final income tax of 6%. The tax is due in the following year. Before May 25, you need to submit a tax return and to pay the tax accordingly. However, what is relevant to be considered is that the revenues might be taxable also in your residence country. So always have in mind that you are liable for taxes in your country, and ask your local accountant about that. What if you decide to sell the apartment? Well, the sale of properties in Romania is subject to 3% revenue tax. And more of that, deduction is again applicable, a generous one. It's approximately 90,000 euros that you are deducting from the price. More of that, the tax is paid at the notary, so they're not big administrative efforts to comply to that. Last to be known about the individuals is that if you are residing in Romania, even if you are a tax resident in a different country, but if you stay consistently in Romania and you have a home here, you might be liable to pay a health insurance contribution for the revenues from rent, but only if your revenues are above approximately 5,000 euros per year. In that case, you will pay 10% rate from this threshold, therefore approximately 500 euros per year as a health insurance. What about companies? Well, we still have a system, a very good system for small companies, the so-called micro companies. If their yearly revenue is below 1 million euros, which is the case for most of the small investing companies, the tax is 1% or 3%. Most commonly 3% if you don't have any employee. After that, the profit of the company may be distributed to the shareholders with a 5% dividend tax, which is withheld by the company. Again, you need to be attentive to the taxes in your country and to report the revenues and complete the taxes there. Larger companies are subject to 16% profit tax, but that's not the case, would not be the model for a small investing company. Of course, companies require more detailed formalities, and they need full accounting reports. You need to have a CPA. Audit is not necessary except larger companies. That's it about the income tax. To continue with the property tax. The property tax, it's calculated as a percentage below 0.08% to 0.2% per year, both for individuals and companies. However, the taxable base is different because for individuals that is determined by the municipality. However, it's not more than the taxable base is not more than 500 euros per year. So for a 100 square meters apartment, the taxable base would be 50,000 euros. Whereas for companies, the taxable base is according to the value. to the market value, the price you bought the apartment, or eventually you can come with the revaluation of the property and you will pay the taxes accordingly. So the property tax for a company would be 3 or 4 times higher than the property tax for an individual. And the last, the VAT. The VAT makes the difference, or could make the difference between the two options, because there are a lot of various scenarios here. So the regular VAT quota is 19%. However, a reduced 5% VAT is applicable for houses sold to individuals in certain circumstances, meaning that the area of the house is maximum 120 square meters, the useful area, and the value of the house is below 700,000 RON, more or less the equivalent of 140,000 euros, but you can only buy once with the 5% quota. For companies, the VAT quota should be 19%. However, between VAT companies, we have the reverse charge. So it could be the case that if the buyer is a VAT company, you don't need to finance the VAT upfront. However, if you are renting or selling the house without VAT, you need to observe that the input VAT should be adjusted, somehow paid back to the government if you have deducted anything. So, in conclusion, from income tax and property tax perspective, buying as an individual could be the best option. However, depending on the value of the investment, the expected revenue, the number of transactions, and the tax rules in the residence country, a VAT company may sometimes be a better solution. I have prepared also a summary that you will be able to see it on the screen, and of course you can contact us for more details if you need. So that's it for today. I'd love to hear your feedback and ideas, and which topics should I cover in the future. And of course, check out our news on LinkedIn page or our website. Thank you.